You get the bonus.
Yeah.
You also get promoted to E4 just for doing what we in the Army do normally.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have some very exciting news that you may or may not know, but the Coast Guard is indeed, in fact, indubitably a military branch within the United States Armed Forces. Now, I know that might be a shocker to some of you because it was a shocker for me. And to all the people who are in my comment section saying, where's the Coast Guard? Why don't you put the Coast Guard? Well, here's your video, because I have recently found out that the Coast Guard is giving away $65,000 bonuses as of late. And with the help of my friend Remy here,
Coast Guard bought me a scat pack, and here's how.
who you will meet later on in the video, we're gonna be discussing why I did not and why I should have joined the Coast Guard. So strap in, folks. Today's gonna be a great video because if you join the military already, you are going to be filled with regret by the end of the video.
Joined the Coast Guard because one time I was in culinary class back in high school, sophomore year, and we had a culinary specialist come in. Basically, that's the Coast Guard's food rate, like the cooking specialist. So we had them come in and talk to us, and he was like, hey man, there's all these great benefits. You go to college for free and you can do all this stuff for your family. So I was like, hold on. I'm hearing money, college, and on top of that, I don't have to go to war. Like, this is perfect. Like, that's why I was like, all right, I gotta take this opportunity now, if not anything.
But before we tell you guys all the things like an E3, E2, living all post getting BAH, and if you don't know what that means, it means you get paid to have a house or an apartment. Before we talk about all those things, we have to tell you about the Coast Guard, what they are, what they do, and how they came about, because I just feel as though that's important. And so, if you did not know, the Coast Guard is in fact the smallest branch of the United States Armed Services. And to put that into comparison, the United States Army has over 400,000 service members, where the Coast Guard itty bitty witty chitty has only a little over 44,000. And on top of that, the Coast Guard in fact was created before the United States Navy. Well, how about that? And the Coast Guard's creation was originally to stop smugglers back in the flintlock era, and now it has come about to be a organization that focuses in search and rescue, maritime security, hunting them cartels down, and also environmental protection. About jobs in the Coast Guard has a little over 44 different job types, whereas the Army has over 140 different job types. But the Coast Guard is giving out $65,000 bonuses right now. So I gotta give it to the Coast Guard. I'm not gonna lie, that's some pretty cool stuff. And as you will find out later on in the video, it's not a bad branch to be in.
So I've been in the Coast Guard for 7 months. I'm at AMP for making a small HON unit down in Atlantic Beach, North Carolina. And my MOS is machine technician. So I work on anything from lawnmowers to 16-cylinder boat engines, anything mechanical. That's what I'm working on at the unit.
And then were you able to pick your job?
I was. So based on my ASVAB score, I had a list of jobs that my recruiter gave me. And I was like, shoot, I'm most mechanically inclined. So this is what I'm gonna do.
So now that you know what the Coast Guard is, how they came about, you still need to know about how to even join the Coast Guard, because after watching this video, you may seriously be reconsidering your current decision on joining the branch that you're joining. So if you do choose to join the Coast Guard, you're looking at about the same process of joining any other branch. Talking to the recruiter, passing the ASVAB, going to MEPS, passing MEPS. But instead of going to all these other crazy basic training boot camps, your boot camp is going to be in the beautiful, wonderful, would love to live in state of New Jersey at Camp May. How about that? That sounds lovely. And then just like any other branch, once you pass your 2 months of training, you're going to go to your A school to learn your job. And in talking to Remy about the Coast Guard's basic training, it was pretty cool to learn about their side of things versus the Army side of things.
Ours is a lot more mental than it is physical, and I feel like people don't understand that, because for us it's like, okay, you got to be, you know what I'm saying, got to be moving like this, doing this, everything they tell you, and like they get really like tight on the things they tell you. You got to do exactly how they tell you. For us, like how I get held back in basic, they do that 10 times over on us. Like I've seen people get sent back for just doing very small things, so they're very, very technical with certain things in there. So I feel like that's one thing people skip over on our basic. They think it's easy because we just don't do a lot, but yeah.
How long is Coast Guard basic training?
Coast Guard basic training is 2 months, 8 weeks.
Do you have to know how to swim to be in the Coast Guard?
You don't have to know how to swim, but once you get there, they'll teach you.
Okay. But would you say it's hard though, basic training?
It is if you're not mentally strong. You got to be mentally strong for the Coast Guard. And I tell that to everybody that goes. Everyone's like, oh, how's the physical part? The physical part is like one of the latest things you got to be worried about. Like our PT test is one of the easiest out there. It's just a mental stress. You got to be able to deal with it.
And don't get it twisted. Just because it's the Coast Guard does not mean that their boot camp basic training isn't stressful. It's definitely stressful because you are, in fact, a military branch. Even though some people might not consider them, it is still a stressful occupation. And speaking of stress, Magic Mind have seen the immense amount of caffeine that I drink, and they decided to send your boy a pack of performance shots to try, and I tried them and I absolutely loved them. In fact, I have hard times drinking my energy drinks without a Magic Mind shot, because what the Magic Mind shot does, it basically boosts your energy, gives you that focus, that sharper mind, that clarity, that vitality, and also it reduces stress, because once you go to basic training, you're gonna be all stressed out. Magic Mind helps reduce your stress. And so I've been drinking them and I've been loving them. And so not only that, I take them before I go to the gym. I take them before I go to work. And it's just become a part of my day. And I love them. That's right. I love this little guy so much to tell you that they're also coming out with a sleep elixir, because you guys may not know this or not, but I love being productive and I love staying up at night, getting the work that needs to be done. But you do need your sleep, and Magic Mind helps you with that with their sleep elixir that's coming out, and I'm excited to try. All right, guys, I'm about to try the Magic Mind new sleep elixir. Ooh, and I feel tired. Oh my God, yeah, that's powerful. No melatonin, non-habit forming. Dude, I actually really like that. And so if you would like to try yourself, click on my link in the description below and get 45% off your offer. Now that we know what the Coast Guard is, how they came about, what they do, how they do it. And so Remy's gonna go in a little bit more to talk about the day-to-day life, and it's kind of crazy and it's freaking blowing my mind.
And kind of like walk me through a day in the life, you know, do you have to do PT? What time do you wake up usually, and like what your day consists of, and like what time do you like go home?
So for me, Aton is one of the more chill units. Wake up, got to be at work by 7:30. Get started at 7:30. No PT. So straight into work. Usually, if we're planning out an operation to go fix some buoys or anything, get straight on that, get the trailer set up, get the boat on board, and haul out to there and go get that. But sometimes we'll be at the unit, and we'll just be fixing certain things. So I gotta run maintenance on the boat, make sure certain systems are working. Like last week, I had to change out the fuel filter, water separator, and just basically making sure that I was good. Go over the radios, all types of stuff, and just make sure the boat was running good. That's my job personally. If not, we're on a mission, going out doing buoys. Usually we'll set and pull up buoys. So we have these buoys and they're connected to a long amount of chain, and they have a sinker on. The sinker is just a weight that holds the buoy to the ground. We usually have to pull those back up on the boat by hand, and them boys take a load of muscle to get up. And the other one is the reverse. It's just put them boys down, just making sure they sink at the correct signal in the water, because we have to have the right signal to put it at the exact pinpoint in the water we want the buoy to sit at. But after that, I get back to the unit, probably leave around 2 or 3 at the latest, and go back home, repeat, and do it again.
So 07:30 start, 2 to 3 p.m. like usually end like on a normal day.
Yeah.
And would you say you're like on the water 24/7 throughout that day, or?
Ooh, no. So if we're not operating, we're not on the water. So if we don't have a buoy to go set or fix, we're not on the water. I'm usually doing maintenance. And if I don't have maintenance to do, I'm just helping around at the unit as much as I can.
And then, so how do you guys do PT? Do you guys do it together, or do you do it on your own?
We usually do PT like in the mornings before work sometimes, not every day. Usually we do like a Wednesday or Thursday. And we'll just go out. We don't always have to do like set up PT, like push-ups, this and that. Like sometimes we'll go out and play basketball or football and stuff like that.
Bro, you're describing paradise to me, bro. I'm not gonna lie. You seem happy, bro. You seem like I don't see bags under your eyes, brother.
Not yet. That's when I get on the big boats. That's when it gets real.
Okay, yeah. So you're okay, yeah, because you're in a land unit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like it's completely different when you're at shore and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Well, yeah, because you can only speak about what your experience is, so you don't really know. I got you. But so far, you're enjoying it.
Of course, man. Coast Guard probably one of the best decisions I made in my life so far.
Yeah, I'm not regretting my decision, but I didn't even consider the damn Coast Guard. So what's some of the hard stuff that you guys have to do? Because I know it's not.
Some of the hard stuff. To be honest, most of the hard stuff is like, I really can't explain it, man. I feel like for me, I don't really see it as hard stuff because like, hey, it's just mental. Hey, you're gonna get through this. But most of the time it's just being ready. Like sometimes you're gonna see some things you don't want to see out, or sometimes people don't like getting dirty. You're gonna get dirty. Like that just comes with being in the military. But yeah, I don't really have too many hardships with this job. I can't even blame you. Like a lot of people like on bigger units, like it's either getting seasick because some of the boats ride like they're freaking a football in a bathtub. So stuff like that. Sometimes it's some of the things they see on search and rescue cases. Sometimes you might end up finding dead people, or you might be finding parts of people sometimes. So sometimes that gets really brutal on like seeing certain images and stuff like that, and just remembering that for the rest of your life. Yeah. So sometimes they get really like in the big fleet, the big white boats. That's where it gets crazy, man.
Insane. And on top of that, you guys might be wondering about the benefits. The benefits are just about the same as any other branch. You're gonna get your GI Bill, you're gonna get your VA home loan. Living in your own apartment at an E2, E1 level, it's kind of a good deal.
So you signed your contract to go into Coast Guard as a machine mate, right? Or a machinist.
Yeah.
And then without a bonus at that time.
Without a bonus, that's all.
And then they came out later with bonuses.
Yeah.
And you were still able to get the bonus.
Yep.
Why did I not do the Coast Guard? And then, so not only that, right? Not only that, you get the bonus.
Yeah.
You also get promoted to E4 just for doing what we in the Army do normally.
Yeah.
And then, where you're not in the barracks right now, where are you at right now because of E4?
I'm actually sharing an apartment with my one of my shipmates here. So yeah, just living out in the house.
Yeah, because you guys get BH at E4, right?
Yeah.
Could you kind of talk about BAH and stuff? How does that work?
So BAH is really very common in the Coast Guard. Basically, depending on the unit you're at, depending if you're on a cutter, like a big boat, or if you're on like a land unit, that's how it'll depend what your BAH. But usually, if you're E4 and above in the Coast Guard, they'll say, hey, what location are you in? What is the general amount of money we should give you for this area because of how much it would cost to live there? They'll figure that out. You can literally go on Google. I think it's like military pay. You can figure this out, and they'll tell your BH for it. And literally, they'll give you that exact amount, if not more, to you every month. And they'll give that to you every month as your BH.
What about when you got, so immediately when you sit your E4, you got BAH, like as soon as you got to your unit?
As soon as I hit E4, as soon as I hit my unit, yeah, I got BH.
Any last words for the people, brother?
Do y'all thing. Make sure y'all doing y'all. Don't try to go to a branch because hey, my mom went there, or I'm doing this for somebody else. Make sure you're doing what you want to do, and that's all I can say.
So tell me, after hearing about this Coast Guard branch, this new guy that's not very new, are you gonna join? If you ask me, my personal opinion is the Coast Guard is definitely a good branch to join if you don't want to do anything directly combat related and also want to stay in the United States. Although you may still deploy, but your deployments aren't going to be Middle East, going far away deployments. Although you still may be away from home, you're not gonna be away from home, if you know what I mean. I personally would consider the Coast Guard because a lot of people like myself go in joining the military with one branch in mind without considering all the other branches. Consider every single branch, talk to every single branch except the Air Force, and see which branch is right for you. And with that being said, don't forget about Magic Mind. Click my link in the description below to get 45% off. This stuff will truly blow your mind away. Thanks for watching. Peace out.